Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to see how to create events in the calendar. So in the previous video, we have seen how to create a calendar component and we have just explored some of the properties of the calendar. So in this video, we will just create how to insert and update the events in the calendar. So let us begin. So in this video, I'm going to create one calendar component. So for that, I'm going to create a region. So and I'm going to name it as calendar, and this type I'm going to make it as calendar. And the query source, since it will ask a query source for a calendar, so you can select either a table or view, or you can just select your SQL query. So now currently I'm going to select a table. The table name is like holidays. This is the table name I'm having. So from this table we can just showcase the events. So once it is selected, then you need to go to this attribute section. So if you have not seen this calendar, then you can just see my previous video where I have explained a detailed explanation on these properties of the calendar. You can check out that video. So in this video, I'm going to select here display column as holiday name. This is we are going to display, and the start date is holiday date. So if you have a multiple events, like for example, if an event takes place more than one day, then you can just include your start date and end date. So since ours is like only start date, so we can eliminate this end date, and the primary column you need to give. So in my case, ID is my primary column. So once it is done, I'm going to run this. So here you can see I'm getting a calendar view. So this is my calendar UI component, and this is the event. So 25th is Christmas. This is fetching from my table which I given as a query source. From this it is showing this is the event, and if I just over on this, I will get a pop-up state Christmas and December. So this can be customized. So now what we are going to see in this video is, like, if I need to create a new event. For example, this can be used as a to-dos or event reminders. So there the user can create their events, and they can just store it in this place, and they can, in the later stage, they can view or they can download their events. So those kind of applications can be created. So for a demo of that, I'm just going to showcase how to create an event from this calendar event. So for example, if I click on this particular date, then I need to get some entry forms where they will input their events names and all those things, descriptions if they want, and they can, once it is saved, then this should be added and saved in this calendar. So how to do this? For that, we need to create one more entry form page where we will just, on clicking on this, we will redirect to that entry form page where the user can input their details. Once it is done, then it can be redirect to this page. For that, we need to create one more entry form page. For that, I created one entry form page. Here I'm going to create that entry form fields. So for that, I'm just going to create here one region. So this region can be of like calendar entry form. So this is the region where we are going to enter our entry. So calendar entry. So here I'm going to create one page item. This page item should display the selected date, that is the date. So for that, I'm going to make it as a display only, since that should not be edited. Event date, so this should not be edited, so this should be a display only. And one more thing, I'm going to make it as date, and this is like descriptions or whatever the thing, like a description or event name. So what are the thing? For example, I'm going to name it as description, and this I'm going to make it as event name. So this I'm going to make it as text field. Now after this, I'm going to create one button to save this. So for that, I'm going to create one button. This I'm going to mention as save, and this can be of slot as like there are multiple slots. You will come this later. Here I'm going to make it as property, and this calendar region I'm going to make it as blank with attribute, so that we will not get any disturbance in the UI. And the save, I'm going to make it as bottom. Once it is done, our form entry design is ready. Now once it is submitted, I need to insert into the table. For that we need to write our process here. So for that I'm going to write a process where I'm going to mention save. So in this save I'm going to insert into the table. So for that I'm just going to paste this query. So this is my query. Here I'm going to replace with the event name. So this is description and this is the date which we are going to save. This is the event date. So this is the query used to insert the events into my table, that is holidays table. Once it is done, I'm going to show some success message like event created successfully. So I'm going to create this created. This is my event message. I'm going to use it. So once it is done, I need to redirect to the calendar page. For that I'm going to create one branch. So if you are not aware of this branching statements how to create, you can just see my previous video where I have explained completely on this branchings. So now I'm going to redirect to my calendar page. So calendar page is like 50, so I'm going to redirect to my calendar page. So now our entry form is ready. Now from the calendar, from here we need to redirect to that entry form. For that we need to do some configurations. For that you just click on this calendar, go to this attributes. Under the attribute you can see here create link. So this is the place where you will be redirect to the particular page for entering your new event. So for that click on this page. Here you need to give that entry form field. My entry form is like 52. This is the entry form. Here you need to set the value, you need to pass the selected value. So for that I'm going to, for date I'm going to assign this selected value. Here you need to use a special syntax to give this, and here I'm going to make it as like catchy, clear catchy. The special syntax is from help text. You can just, this is a syntax for passing your values, selected start date and end date. So if you place this, then the start date will be picked up there. So now I will just show a demo of that. So now our form is ready. Now once if I click on this particular date field, then I will get a pop-up page. There we can input our event. So for example I'm clicking on here, you can see one pop-up is coming. So here we can the selected date 10th December is picking up. Now I'm going to enter some test. For example I'm going to make it as test. So this is the entry I'm going to make. So once I create it, then the 10th event, currently the 10th event will know it doesn't have any event created. So once it is saved, it will be creating a new event. So I'm just clicking on the save. So the event is created successfully and you can see I'm getting a event test. So one event is created and is saved. So likewise I can create event. Suppose if I want to edit this event, then I need to create one more edit link to edit. So currently only for new things it will open a new pop-up where we can enter. So now to edit this we need to create again one more property. Here below that you can see view or edit link. So here you need to assign again this 52. So this is a page we need to edit the same calendar entry form. Here you need to submit the date and the description. Since it is a edit form, you need to pass the description too. So this is a holiday name. I'm just setting. Here I need to pass this date as holiday name. The date I need to pass it is selected date I need to pass. So I'm just picking up holiday date. So if I just run this again. So if I click on this, I'll be getting this selected event date and event name. If I click on blank event date, then I will get an entry for new event. So this is a new and entry form. You can just use this to create events in the calendar in the front end. So this can be useful in creating events, and you can just store it in our calendar from the user perspective, and they can also download that created events. This is like a reminder you can use. So one more thing, if I need to change these dates, so currently we don't have options to change the dates. It is like a display only field. Only you can change the event name. Suppose if they want to reschedule, sometimes there will be a reschedule of the events or some cancellation. At the time they need to reschedule or rechange the dates. For that we need to use a special property. Here we have a special property drag and drop. Using this property we can just make that Otherwise, if you want that to be achieved, from this entry form itself you can just create this as a editable field, and you can just rechange the dates and you can just save. Otherwise, there is a one more special property, it's a drag and drop property. Using that, you can just reschedule this event by dragging and dropping the particular dates, by dragging the event and dropping in the particular date. That also can be achievable. So we will see how to do that in a drag and drop style. So for that, I'm going to enable this drag and drop. So this is the special feature where it will be like it allows to drag and drop. Here you need to write your update statements to update your dates. That is a special syntax where we will be updating. So updating my table, this is my column, and this is the start date. So this is the apex start date, is the place where it is like a where we are just dropping it. That date will be fetched here, and this is the format it will return, like year, month, date, hours, 24 format, and month, minutes and seconds. Apex pk value is the primary key, which we have just mentioned in the property section, which is primary key. So id is the primary key we have just mentioned, so we will be getting this primary key. So using this syntax we can update the value. So once it is done, I'm going to save, and I will show you a demo how it is affecting. So currently I will just fetch it. So this is my table. I'm going to fetch and show how the name change is working. Here you can see this is my entry test, and this is of like 10th December, that is 10th December. So now this is the 10th December. Now I'm going to change this to 12th December. So how can be done? So one way is by clicking on this. Here you can give a editable field and you can update it. Now we are going to use a drag and drop style. For that, if I just click and drag, so you can see I'm dragging that, I'm placing in 12. So simple, the date is updated and event is created. Here you can see, I will just show a demo. Previously it is like 10:12. Now I just run this. You can see 12:12. So the event is updated. So without any changing, just a drag and drop, it will be updated. For example, now the 3rd December. 3rd December. It's a cool feature, right? Yeah, it's a cool feature. So with using the drag and drop, you can just update your event state. This will be like user friendly. The user can look very good by dragging and dropping without any manual input, but just by drag and drop. It will feel like a modern UI. So this is the feature we have just missed in the previous video. So in the previous video we have covered all the properties of the calendar. So in this video we just covered how to create an event and update the event, and how to drag and drop this feature. Drag and drop feature we are just seeing. So using this, you can just implement this concept in your applications, where there will be like creating a reminders or email or what are the events to be noted from the user perspective. They can just use this UI, calendar UI, instead of giving a traditional entry forms and reports. Using this traditional modern calendar based UI, they can just input their events and they can just use this drag and drop functionalities, and they can also download this as a CSV file. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel Thanige Solution, and put a like to this video and share this video to our Apex community. So if you want any other topics to be covered, please drop a topic suggestion in our comment section, so that we will make a dedicated video on the particular topic. So keep supporting. Thank you.